RGMC, the digital dope internet.
They say the pieces are moving. And we are my generals wreak havoc on the battlefield. Like leaves in autumn, the humans fall in thousands before mine. But it's not enough. That pesky light of hope and resilience always knocks me down before I can claim my victory. My generals are clearly old, and the humans are becoming vigilant. I need someone new. I need someone the humans could trust. Someone they simply couldn't do without. It is time to unleash the traitor, the bearer of knowledge, the connector, the fixer, the healer, the internet. Presenting the digital dope.
Evolution. Look where it has brought us. From roundtable conferences to group chats, from stone tablets to e-books, internet has undeniably become an important element of our lives. So much so that it is fast evolving from a mere fad to a possibly fatal addiction. Internet addiction disorder, or IAD, is defined as any online-related compulsive behavior which interferes with normal living and causes severe stress on family, friends, loved ones, and work environment.
Some would say that the internet has now become the nervous system of our planet because it is such an integral part of our lives.
But what happens when a service as benevolent as the internet becomes a poison of addiction? How do you escape a poison that is everywhere?
Aren't you forgetting that it being everywhere is the reason the world is a much smaller place today? Social networking lets us reconnect with our old friends and make new ones. It is a pure blessing for the socially awkward.
So do you mean to say that communicating through a screen is a solution to social awkwardness? We have given social networking so much power that validation, acceptance and popularity of a person is judged by his friend list. Plus with the multitude and abundance of sexually explicit material online pornography has become the crack cocaine of internet.
Oh come on, look at the world of cyber gaming. Just think, you get to live all your fantasies in the MMORPG. You could now be a hero, a commander, or a king.
However, you will be unable to rest until you conquer the quest. No wonder you end up spending hours a day in your virtual world.
But you know, in all the worries about traffic and parking, you'll actually save time with the magic of online shopping. Wherever you may be, just one click and you can get all that you wish for.
On the flip side, internet has also dealt the card of online gambling, and we all know how healthy that habit is.
Wait, what about the fact that the internet also brings us a universe of knowledge? We now have access to entire libraries of fictional and non-fictional works in our pockets. And don't forget the walking encyclopedia, the Wikipedia. I mean, if you have a headache, you'll obviously Google it, right?
Right, and a few hours and 20 web searches later, you'll be convinced that you have a brain tumor. You, my friend, are the newest member of a cult called cyberchondria.
So you see, in all its multifaceted glory, the internet has now become a vehicle on the road to addiction.
What is addiction? Addiction in itself is described under 4 C's. Craving, loss of control of amount of use, compulsion to use, and use despite consequences. The basis of internet addiction is simple: dopamine and its sustained release. The very first exposure to internet follows the visual pathway. Some of these impulses are rerouted through the ventral tegmental area to the nucleus accumbens. This results in a dopamine surge which causes euphoria. Repeated exposure to online entertainment causes sustained levels of dopamine in the brain. This results in downregulation of D2 receptors and its transporters, causing tolerance. The person starts seeking more and more time online to get the same high. Prolonged abstinence from the internet causes an apparent dopamine crisis. The person now exhibits classical withdrawal symptoms. Internet, in other words, is a non-substance abuse. Repeated use of internet also leads to changes in the regions of the brain involving emotion processing, attention, decision making, and cognitive control.
IAD has the ability to affect one and all. Just a single day session can give rise to apparently trivial problems like eye straining, headache, neck pain, backache. Prolonged and excessive internet use may result in repetitive stress injuries like carpal tunnel syndrome, epicondylitis, ganglion cyst, tendinitis. One tends to neglect their diet, personal care, health, even sleep when preoccupied with the internet. Obviously, poor nutrition, obesity, or weight loss follows. The mind too suffers. Depression, anxiety, lack of attention, and most of all, stress shows only a fraction of the mental distress caused. Eventually, a person is unable to interact unless facing a screen. They become withdrawn, isolated from friends and family. But wait, physical, mental, and social well-being, isn't that the very definition of health? Won't that mean that IAD affects every part of one's health?
To obtain a better understanding of this addiction, we took a field trip to NIMHANS Bangalore, specifically the SHAT Clinic, Service for Healthy Use of Technology. There, we interviewed Dr. Manoj Sharma, a pioneer in the field of IAD. One of his patients, a 30-year-old from Bangalore, was indulging excessively in pornography. He found himself trapped in the seductive web of cybersex. What had started as a search for control grew completely out of proportion. Fortunately, he realized this and sought professional help at SHAT. Having inculcated new skill set, his life is now in control.
To judge the impact of the internet, we let the numbers speak for themselves. For statistical analysis, we conducted an extensive anonymous survey of a large sample of 600 people spanning different age groups. Taking the standard Young scale as a reference, we found that a significant 2.7% of the total were addicted. More importantly, every 2 out of 3 individuals were at risk, mainly affecting 18 to 24 years of age, and the males being more susceptible. Interestingly, single children tend to be more at risk. Surprisingly, a large 15.7% of the surveyed population while away a quarter of their lives on social networking. Another 12.8% visit online shopping sites every other day. And 16.2% of cyber gamers lose more than 6 hours each day. It is seen that cybersex is a major concern with respect to IAD. 1/3 of the participants admitted to having engaged in online sexual activities. It shouldn't be surprising that more than half of these indulge in online pornography. The arrival of the internet has also led to an increase in hypochondriacal tendencies. 2/3 of the population Googles their symptoms even before visiting a doctor. Every 8th person claims to trust the internet over their own doctor. This breeds skepticism and ultimately hampers the doctor-patient relationship.
It is clear from our statistics that adolescents are the most at risk. All across the world, cases of IAD are on the rise. Now imagine, just a few decades into the future, generations of children would have grown up vegging out in front of the computer or mobile. Just imagine an entire generation of addicts whose mental and physical potentials gone completely wasted. Imagine a population too addicted, too reclusive, too inattentive, and solely responsible for the national economy. Imagine a society where human social behavior itself would have changed. An increase in remote interaction, but decrease in man-to-man correspondence. The very concept of family will be shoved aside by virtual relations. The Wachowski brothers brought to us the Matrix. They envisioned a future where artificial intelligence overtook the human mind. With the spread of IAD each year, every human on this planet will soon be enslaved to it. No one will be able to escape it.
For every villain, there is a hero. And to defeat this monster, the greatest weapon we have is acceptance. Only then can the journey of treatment begin. Initially, not understanding IAD in its entirety, clinicians started propagating abstinence. However, going cold turkey does not work here because internet is now the essence of modern life. The main objective of therapy is learning to use internet in moderation. One of the easiest and most cost-effective methods is cognitive behavioral therapy, which along with pharmacotherapy is found to be very effective but very time-consuming. So other alternatives commonly advised are expressive arts therapy and recreation therapy. Patients must be motivated to enroll in various support groups and counseling centers. Some centers like the Shut Clinic do provide these facilities, but these are clearly not enough. And at the end of the day, isn't prevention better than cure? To halt the progress of this insidious disorder, we need to nip it in the bud, for which awareness is the sheer. Parents must be made aware of this condition so that they encourage extracurricular activities and more importantly, supervise internet-based assignments. When parents start recognizing the telltale signs of IAD, they seldom know what the next step is. Family therapy, which helps to improve the bond and provides an all-round support system for the addict. Unlike other addictions, IAD can be dealt with effectively if only one does not become a slave of the internet.
From problem solving to creating problems, from a boon to a bane, from a utility to an addiction. We have told you everything we possibly could. Still not convinced? Well, go ahead then. Log on. Escape reality. But to what purpose? Is internet really worth putting your very lives on hold for that useless video, that pointless blog, or that meaningless status update? Don't waste your life getting caught in the net before it is too late. Kill those non-responding pages. Look out from your screens. Shut down those displays. Log out because a life is awesome.
Nice presentation, and you have chosen a topic which is quite relevant to the present time. So it was really a nice topic. I can understand your limitations because as a professional I can buy so many books and you can't. Right? Does it cause cerebral atrophy, by the way?
Yes, sir. Studies have shown that repeated exposures and prolonged addiction to internet leads to changes in the regions of the cerebral cortex.
Exactly. Where are the most of the researchers are going on?
Sorry,
Which country? Which country are the most researchers going on IAD? Easy to guess.
Sir, USA.
China. Right. It was a nice presentation. If you can give me a number, I can send you an SMS every day. I got loads of them. I got loads of references coming on to me. So it's the hottest kind of thing going on. So your choice of topic was very good. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Very interesting topic. You have presented very well. Well done. I got a question to you. Suppose you are a doctor, not suppose you are a doctor. The patient come to you before, and I know seeing lot of things on the internet. And is it a beneficial to you or it is a harmful to you?
Thank you for your question, sir. Sir, definitely like every side has 2 points. Even this has its benefit and side effect. The benefit is that your patients are well educated about the possible complications that can occur. They are more aware of what problems they can face. But when it happens to a greater extent, they can be quite a nuisance.
Nuisance to whom? To you or to themselves?
To both, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations, nice presentation, nice acting. What's your name?
Harshal Padekar, sir.
अच्छी acting है, काफी अच्छी है. And your casting also. Each one was giving different expressions and different tones. Nicely presented, nicely. I want a full copy of this with a narration. It will help me because I do take lectures on this parenting and adolescent age. So it will really help me. No question from my side. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations, you have brought up a very silent disease which is possibly really spreading very fast. Now, two personal questions. How many of you have logged out?
Thank you for your question, sir. Sir, definitely, since we have taken up this topic, we've done about 6 months of research on this. So from the time we have chosen this topic, each one of us have personally reduced their internet usage to a great extent.
Good, congratulations. And secondly, how many of you have learned to be alive? Because that's the chill, isn't it? That's what to be alive. How many of you play some sport?
So almost most of us over here play some sport.
How often? 6 महीने पहले एक टेबल टेनिस खेला करते.
To answer that question, all of us make it sure that every day after the lectures we play football at our college premises.
Good, go out and chill.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Thank God you didn't say mobile Candy Crush or like that. Thank you. Thank you.